Wait, before you scroll away, take a closer look at the Lincoln wheat pennies hiding in your pocket, coin jar, or old collection. They may look like nothing more than worn 1-cent coins, but one of them could be a hidden treasure that collectors have been searching for decades. Every day, rare wheat pennies are unknowingly spent because most people never realize what they're holding. Here's what's coming up. In today's video, we're counting down the top 3 most valuable Lincoln wheat pennies, starting with an impressive collector favorite and ending with one of the rarest and most legendary 1-cent coins ever produced. Each penny becomes more fascinating than the last, and the final coin has amazed collectors with its extraordinary rarity, fascinating history, and remarkable auction results. So don't skip ahead. Before you spend another wheat penny, check your pocket change, coin jars, old wallets, piggy banks, inherited collections, and every forgotten box of coins in your home. The next penny you examine could be worth far more than 1 cent if it has the right date, mint, mark, rare variety, or unusual minting error. Stay with me until the very end, because the number 1 Lincoln wheat penny is the coin every collector dreams of finding. Its remarkable history, exceptional rarity, and documented auction appearances have made it one of the most famous and desirable pennies in American numismatic history. After you've seen all 3 coins, leave a comment and tell me which Lincoln wheat penny surprised you the most and whether you've ever discovered a rare penny in your own collection. Now, let's begin the countdown with coin number 3. Coin number 1. Now listen to me carefully. That old 1943 steel wheat penny with a D mint mark sitting inside a forgotten coin jar, an inherited collection, or a box of loose change could be far more valuable than most people realize. Many people see a gray-colored penny and assume it is damaged or worthless. But experienced coin collectors know that the 1943 steel wheat penny is one of the most recognizable and historically important coins in American history. If you own a 1943 D steel wheat penny, do not rush to spend it. Examine it carefully because this historic coin is valuable and the right example could be worth far more than its 1 cent face value. The 1943 steel wheat penny, with a D mint mark, was struck at the Denver Mint. Look closely beneath the date 1943 on the front of the coin. You should see a small letter D, identifying Denver as the mint that produced it. The D mint mark is an important part of the coin's identity, and it helps distinguish this issue from the Philadelphia and San Francisco versions. The reason the 1943 steel wheat penny looks different from most other Lincoln cents is connected to World War II. Copper was needed for important wartime equipment, so the United States Mint changed the composition of the 1-cent coin. Instead of using the usual bronze alloy, the Mint produced pennies from zinc-coated steel. This gave the 1943 penny its distinctive silver-gray appearance and made it one of the most unusual coins ever released into circulation. Because of its unusual appearance, many people mistakenly believe every 1943 steel penny is rare or worth a fortune. The truth is more complicated. Millions were produced, and many ordinary circulated examples have only modest collector value. However, exceptional conditions, strong, original surfaces, unusual minting errors, and rare varieties can make certain 1943 D steel wheat pennies much more desirable. That is why careful identification is essential. The first thing you should inspect is the date. Make sure the coin clearly shows 1943. Then look directly beneath the date for the small D mint mark. The letter should appear natural and properly positioned. Be cautious if the surface around the mint mark looks scratched, altered, or damaged because altered coins and added mint marks can sometimes mislead collectors. Next, examine the coin's color and surface. A genuine 1943 steel wheat penny normally has a gray or silver-colored appearance because it is made from steel coated with zinc. Over time, the zinc coating may darken, become dull, or develop spots. Some coins may show rust if the protective coating has been damaged. Surface condition can have a major effect on collector value. One simple test can help identify the normal steel composition. A genuine 1943 steel cent is attracted to a magnet. If the coin is magnetic, that is consistent with the standard steel composition. However, magnetism alone does not prove that a coin is authentic or valuable. The date, mint mark, weight, appearance, and other characteristics should also be examined. Now study Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Look carefully at the hair, forehead, eye, cheek, jawline, and coat. Strong, sharp details usually indicate less wear, while smooth or flattened areas suggest heavier circulation. The more original detail that remains, the more attractive the coin may be to collectors. Turn the coin over and inspect the reverse. The two wheat stalks should appear along the left and right sides. Look closely at the individual grain lines, the lettering, and the overall sharpness of the design. Strong details and clean original surfaces can make a coin more desirable than a heavily worn or damaged example. Condition is one of the most important factors affecting the value of a 1943 D steel wheat penny. Two coins with the same date and mint mark can have dramatically different values. One may be worn, stained, scratched, or rusted, while another may retain bright original zinc coating, sharp details, and strong mint luster. An exceptional example can attract much stronger collector interest. Never clean or polish a 1943 steel wheat penny. Cleaning may remove original surface material, create scratches, and reduce collector value. Because steel scents are vulnerable to corrosion, avoid harsh chemicals, abrasive materials, and unnecessary handling. If the coin appears unusual or valuable, keep it dry and store it in a protective holder. Collectors also search for unusual mint errors. Look for clear off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, or other production characteristics. A genuine mint error occurred during the manufacturing process and may increase collector interest. Ordinary damage, scratches, dents, bends, and corrosion usually happened after the coin entered circulation and may reduce its value. One of the most famous possibilities connected to the 1943 Lincoln cent is a rare copper or bronze example. Most 1943 cents were made from zinc-coated steel, but a small number of copper alloy planchets may have been struck accidentally. These rare pieces are very different from normal steel cents and require professional authentication. If your 1943 D penny is not attracted to a magnet, do not alter or clean it. Have it examined by a reputable coin expert or professional grading service. The 1943 D steel wheat penny is valuable because it represents a unique moment in American history. Its unusual steel composition, wartime background, collector demand, condition originality, and possible mint errors all affect its value. An ordinary circulated example may have only a modest premium, but an exceptional coin with sharp details, original surfaces, and outstanding preservation can be worth substantially more. That is why every 1943 steel wheat penny with a D mint mark deserves a careful inspection. Confirm the date, locate the D mint mark, check whether the coin is magnetic, examine the zinc coating, study Lincoln's portrait, inspect the wheat stalks, and look for unusual minting characteristics. Hold the coin only by its edges, keep it dry, and never clean or polish it. The finest known examples have achieved extraordinary prices at major auctions. In fact, the highest recorded auction price for an exceptional 1943 D steel Lincoln wheat penny has reached $290,000, proving that a small 1-cent wartime coin can become an incredible collector's treasure when it has outstanding preservation, exceptional quality, rare characteristics, and strong collector demand. Before you spend another old penny, inspect every 1943 steel wheat penny with a D mint mark carefully, because this historic coin is valuable and could already be hiding in your collection. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends and fellow coin collectors, and leave a comment telling me whether you have ever found a 1943 D steel wheat penny. Keep searching, keep checking, and remember, your next hidden treasure may already be sitting in your pocket. Coin number 2. What if I told you that a small 1-cent coin from 1940 could be worth far more than its face value? What if that old Lincoln wheat penny sitting inside your coin jar, collection, or pocket change has a story that collectors still find fascinating more than 8 decades later? Before you spend a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, take a closer look. This historic wheat cent may look ordinary, but its condition, color, strike, and unusual characteristics can make a major difference in its collectible value. In this video, we're going to take a close look at the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, explain why collectors search for these coins, what the absence of a mint mark means, and which details you should check before deciding whether your penny is valuable. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln wheat cent series, which began in 1909 and continued until 1958. On the obverse, you will find the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, along with the words Liberty and I in God We Trust and the date 1940. Turn the coin over and you'll see the classic wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. That unmistakable reverse design is one of the reasons these old pennies remain so popular with collectors. Now, look underneath the date. If you see no mint mark, that does not automatically mean you have discovered an error. A 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place a mint mark on these cents. So, the missing letter beneath the date is normal for a Philadelphia issue. But here's the important part. Even though the lack of a mint mark is normal, the individual coin can still be valuable depending on its condition and characteristics. The first thing you should examine is the overall condition. A 1940 wheat penny that spent decades circulating may have considerable wear. Lincoln's hair and facial details can become smooth, the wheat ears can lose their sharpness, and the lettering may show signs of flattening. The fields can also contain scratches, dents, stains, or other marks. On the other hand, an example that survived in remarkable condition can attract much more attention from collectors. Take a close look at Lincoln's portrait. Check the hair, cheek, jawline, coat, and surrounding fields. Are the details still crisp? Is the date clearly visible? Are there deep scratches crossing the surface? Then turn the penny over and examine the reverse. Look carefully at both wheat stalks, the lettering, the rims, and the overall sharpness of the strike. Strong, well-preserved details can be an important factor when determining the grade and desirability of an old Lincoln wheat penny. Color is another major consideration with copper coins. Over many decades, a Lincoln wheat penny can develop different shades depending on its storage and environmental history. Collectors commonly distinguish between brown, and red examples. A coin with attractive original color and an undisturbed surface can be much more desirable than one that has been harshly cleaned or altered. And this is extremely important. Never clean your 1940 wheat penny. Don't polish it, scrub it, scrape it, or use chemicals to make it shiny. Many beginners assume a brighter coin must be worth more, but cleaning can damage the original surface and seriously affect collector appeal. If you think you have a valuable 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, preserving the coin exactly as you found it is usually much safer than trying to improve its appearance. You should also inspect your coin for possible errors and varieties. A genuine mint-made error can sometimes make a coin significantly more interesting to collectors. However, you need to be careful because many unusual marks are simply damage that happened after the coin left the mint. Scratches, dents, corrosion, machine damage, and environmental effects can all create strange-looking features. If you notice something unusual on your 1940 wheat penny, don't immediately assume it's a rare error. Compare it with authenticated examples or have it evaluated by an experienced numismatist. Another mistake coin hunters make is believing that every old penny with a high online price is actually worth that amount. Online asking prices can be extremely misleading. Someone can list an ordinary 1940 wheat penny for thousands of dollars, but that doesn't mean anyone will actually pay that amount. When researching the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny value, focus on documented auction results, reputable price guides, and coins with comparable grades and characteristics. Condition is especially important because not all surviving 1940 Lincoln wheat pennies experience the same life. Some were heavily circulated and passed through countless hands. Others were stored away shortly after being struck. Over time, scratches and wear eliminate many of the sharpest details. That means an unusually well-preserved survivor can be much more desirable than a typical circulated example. So, what should you do if you find a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark? First, confirm the date. Then check the area beneath the date and make sure there is no mint mark. Examine both sides under good lighting. Look for sharp details, original surfaces, attractive color, minimal wear, and possible mint-made characteristics. Don't rush to sell or spend the coin until you've researched it properly. The historical story behind a coin makes it even more fascinating. A 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is more than an old cent. It is a physical reminder of an earlier era of American history. More than 80 years later, surviving examples continue to circulate among collectors, dealers, and families. Every coin has its own history, and discovering where an individual penny has been can be part of the excitement of coin collecting. If you're searching through old coins right now, remember that the most valuable-looking coin isn't always the most valuable one. A coin with an attractive surface, strong details, an excellent grade, or a verified unusual characteristic can be much more interesting than a heavily worn penny that simply looks old. That's why serious collectors examine every detail before determining value. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is therefore a coin worth investigating. While the absence of a mint mark is normal for the Philadelphia issue, exceptional examples can still be valuable because of condition, color, preservation, errors, varieties, and collector demand. So, don't dismiss your 1940 penny just because it has no mint mark. Take a closer look and learn exactly what you have. Now for the big number. The highest price commonly claimed for a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is $198,000 at auction. But remember, an extraordinary auction result does not mean every 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is worth $198,000. A record-level result would involve a particular coin with exceptional qualities, and the value of your own penny depends on its grade, preservation, authenticity, and specific characteristics. Always verify the exact auction record before relying on any extraordinary price claim. So, the next time you find a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, don't overlook it. Check the date, inspect the details, protect the original surface, and investigate anything unusual before you decide what the coin is worth. It could be a valuable collectible, or it could simply be a fascinating piece of American history. But either way, it deserves a second look. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for more rare coins, valuable pennies, Lincoln wheat penny values, and U.S. coin collecting discoveries. Like this video, share it with another coin collector, and comment below if you have ever found a 1940 wheat penny. And make sure you watch our previous video, because another valuable coin could be hiding in plain sight. Coin number 3. Imagine finding an old 1941 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in your pocket change, an inherited coin collection, or a dusty jar that has been sitting untouched for decades. It may look like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but before you spend it, stop and take a closer look. The 1941 Lincoln wheat penny is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, and some examples can be worth considerably more than their face value. The big question is simple. What makes one 1941 wheat penny valuable, while another may be worth only a small premium? In this video, we're going to examine the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, explain what the missing mint mark actually means, reveal the details collectors look for, and show you why the condition of your coin could make all the difference. The first thing you need to know is that a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is not automatically an error. In fact, the absence of a mint mark is normal for a Philadelphia minted Lincoln cent from this period. Look directly beneath the date, on the obverse or front of the coin. If there is no letter such as D or S, your 1941 wheat penny is generally identified as a Philadelphia issue. That tiny space beneath the date is one of the first things collectors check when identifying these coins. Now, take a moment to examine the design. On the obverse, you have the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, along with the words Liberty and I in God We Trust, and the date 1941. Flip the coin over and you'll see the classic wheat ears surrounding 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat ears are what give the series its famous nickname, the Lincoln wheat penny or wheat cent. The design represents an important chapter in American coinage because the wheat cent series ran from 1909 through 1958. But here's where your 1941 penny becomes much more interesting. The date alone doesn't determine the value. The condition of the coin can have a tremendous impact. Collectors carefully examine how much wear appears on Lincoln's portrait, how sharp the wheat ears remain, how clearly the lettering is defined, and whether the original surfaces have survived without serious damage. A heavily circulated example can look completely different from a high-grade specimen that was protected for most of its life. Start with Lincoln's portrait. Look closely at his hair, cheek, jaw, coat, and the surrounding fields. Are the details sharp, or have years of circulation flattened them? Are there deep scratches across the fields? Do you see dents, stains, corrosion, or unusual marks? Next, inspect the reverse. The wheat stalks should be examined carefully because the amount of remaining detail can help indicate the coin's condition. Also check the rims and lettering for damage. Another factor collectors pay close attention to is color. Because Lincoln wheat pennies were made primarily from copper, their surfaces can change dramatically over many decades. Examples may display brown, red-brown, or more vibrant original red coloration depending on their preservation and history. An attractive coin with original, undisturbed surfaces can be much more appealing than one that has been cleaned or chemically altered. And this leads to one of the most important warnings for anyone searching for valuable wheat pennies. Never clean your coin. You might think polishing a dull 1941 penny will make it look newer and therefore more valuable, but the opposite can happen. Cleaning can leave scratches, unnatural shine, or chemical damage that permanently changes the coin's original surface. Professional collectors generally prefer original surfaces, so if you believe you've found an unusually valuable 1941 wheat penny, leave it exactly as you found it. You should also search for unusual minting characteristics. Errors and varieties can sometimes increase a coin's desirability, but don't assume every strange-looking mark is a rare error. A scratch created after the coin left the mint is not the same thing as a genuine mint-made error. Damage from circulation, machinery, chemicals, or the environment can create marks that look unusual. If something about your 1941 Lincoln wheat penny looks different, compare it carefully with authenticated examples or have it examined by a qualified professional. There's another important lesson for coin hunters. Don't confuse an asking price with an actual market price. You can find online listings where ordinary old pennies are advertised for enormous amounts of money, but that doesn't mean someone actually paid that amount. When researching the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny value, focus on verified auction results and comparable coins in similar grades. The condition, certification, color, and specific characteristics of each coin must be considered. Why does condition matter so much? Think about what happened to these pennies after they were produced. Some entered circulation immediately and passed through countless hands. Others may have been stored in collections, coin albums, envelopes, rolls, or household containers. Every year of circulation can add scratches and wear. As a result, exceptionally preserved survivors can be much harder to find than ordinary circulated examples. So, if you have a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, don't immediately assume it's either worthless or a fortune. Instead, investigate it. Confirm the date. Confirm the absence of a mint mark. Examine both sides under good lighting. Look for strong details, original surfaces, attractive color, and possible mint-made errors or varieties. Most importantly, don't alter the coin while you're researching it. The history behind this penny is another reason collectors find it fascinating. A 1941 Lincoln wheat penny was produced more than 8 decades ago during a pivotal period in American history. Every surviving coin is a physical connection to that era. Even an ordinary circulated example can be a wonderful addition to a collection, while an exceptional specimen can attract significantly more attention from serious collectors. And if you're searching through old coins right now, don't limit your search to perfect-looking pieces. Sometimes a coin that appears ordinary at first glance deserves a second inspection. Look at the date, mint mark, area, surfaces, strike, color, and overall preservation. Use a magnifying glass if necessary, but don't scratch or scrape the coin to investigate it. Your goal is to identify what the coin already has, not to change it. This is why the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny without mint mark remains an interesting coin for collectors today. It combines historical significance, the classic wheat cent design, and the possibility of finding an unusually well-preserved or otherwise special example. While most 1941 Philadelphia cents are not automatically worth a massive amount, exceptional examples can be valuable, and knowing what to look for can prevent you from overlooking a potentially important coin. Now comes the number that makes this search especially exciting. The highest price you may hear associated with a 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny is $255,000 at auction. However, don't assume every 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is worth anywhere close to that figure. An extraordinary auction result would apply to a particular coin with exceptional characteristics, condition, and authentication. Always verify the specific auction record and compare the grade and attributes of your own coin before drawing conclusions about its value. So, the next time you find a 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark, don't treat it like ordinary pocket change. Look closely, protect its original surface, investigate its condition, and learn exactly what you have. You could be holding a valuable collectible, or, at the very least, a remarkable piece of American history that has survived for more than 80 years. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin discoveries, valuable pennies, Lincoln Wheat penny values, and U.S. coin collecting content. Like this video, share it with another collector, and leave a comment telling us whether you have a 1941 Wheat penny in your collection. And make sure you watch our previous video, because your next valuable coin discovery could be hiding in plain sight. And there you have it, the 3 Lincoln Wheat pennies that prove you should never underestimate the value of an old 1-cent coin. What looks like an ordinary penny could be hiding a fascinating story, a rare variety, a valuable mint error, or a piece of American history that collectors would love to add to their collections. That is why you should always take a second look before spending an old wheat penny. Check the date, look for the mint mark, examine the details carefully, and never assume that a worn coin is automatically worthless. But remember, the real treasure may not be sitting in a museum or behind a glass case. It could be hiding right inside an old coin jar, a forgotten collection, an inherited box, or even your pocket change. One small detail can completely change the story of a coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more rare coins, valuable pennies, hidden treasures, and incredible finds, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next discovery. And don't forget to like this video, share it with another coin collector, and leave a comment telling me which of these wheat pennies surprised you the most. Your comments and support help this channel continue bringing you more fascinating coin discoveries. And before you leave, watch my previous video. You never know, the next rare coin we uncover could be hiding in your collection right now. Keep checking your coins, keep searching, and never spend an old penny until you know exactly what you're holding. Until next time, happy hunting!